And the value for unskilled labor is a low value on unskilled labor. And when people in the United States are not willing to work for a lower wage, then the people providing the jobs will simply go where the job market is conducive to making a living for them.
Brother Lay, since 2009, it's been reported by our government that since 2009, we had the economic collapse, as some economists have said. Since 2009, 7.9 million people have lost jobs since that time.
Well, Brother Honeycutt, you know, we have Bible prophecies that tell us of famine, that tell us of pestilence, that tell us of war and violence, racial strife. Jesus prophesied in Matthew 24 and said that nation would rise against nation, and ethnos means ethnicities, races against races, and we are coming to that place. I mean, you know, we are recording this in the first part of July, and one of the main headlines I saw last night was some man in a Black Panther telling how much he hated every cracker and every iota of every cracker, talking about white people. And then these people were indicted for intimidation at the voter polls, showing up in quasi-military garb with batons, cursing and threatening people that either you vote for the black man or you don't vote. And our Department of Justice, all this is on video, and yet the Department of Justice has dropped the charges for lack of evidence.
You know, Brother Lay, in Titus chapter 3 and verse number 1, it says, "Put them in mind to be subject to principalities and powers, and to obey magistrates." Romans chapter 13 and verse 1 says, "Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers," laws of the land, "for there is no power but of God." God's word, God's law supersedes the laws of the land, the powers that are ordained of God. And I was noticing, you know, the Bible tells us to obey the laws of the land, Brother Lay, but it makes me wonder how in March 14th of this year, 2010, Senators Chuck Schumer and Lindsey Graham, they sat down with President Obama, and they discussed plans for a new national ID card, which was supposed to be about cracking down on illegal alien workers, but it will deal with every American.
Well, here's the thing. The card contains a biometric chip. Now, according to this article that you have there,
yes,
the biometric
from
chip,
Associated Press.
Yeah, the biometric chip is supposed to contain things like your fingerprints, your medical records,
yes,
your banking records. Your whole life is going to be on that chip in that card, accessible by a scanner by anybody with one of those scanners, whether it's a local police department, FBI, whoever, whatever, wherever. But now I'm going to add something in here. I'm going to say that they're going to introduce this card, and but it won't be long after you get the card before they'll tell you that the chip is going to have to be moved from the card and incised into your hand.
Now, this is not only just in the national ID card plan, but Brother Lay, they've come out with the new chip for the credit cards.
Yeah.
They said that with the new chip in the credit cards, there's no way possible for anybody for identity theft, identity fraud. But
and this is what's going on, that we have been conditioned. Brother Honeycutt talked about conditioning. We have been conditioned